What to do in the exam if I have no ideas, if I've never heard of that topic before, or indeed, I'm not sure what to say or what the examiner wants from me. Well, if this has ever happened to you, and to be honest, it's even happened to me in the past, then this is the video for you. I want to show you 3 fantastic strategies about how to deal with this situation. But before we start, please remember, the IELTS speaking test is a test of your knowledge about the English language, not your knowledge about the world. So bear that in mind. If you have no ideas, don't panic. It's not the end of the world, but maybe these strategies will help you to overcome this problem. The first strategy is to buy time naturally. This is a great technique as it will give you time to think, but you won't lose any marks for fluency. Such phrases you can use are, wow, that's an interesting question. Please let me think for a minute. I've never really thought about that before. Just give me a moment to think. Now remember, when you pause, try not to use fillers like Just pause for a second and think. Trust me, it's still natural. Next, and this is really nice, is to make an educated guess using phrases like, well, I'd imagine that. Well, I guess from my own experience, I think. These phrases will naturally lead you as the student to give some kind of answer, which is better than nothing. Educated guesses will often lead to excellent results. The final technique is to try to shift the focus of the question onto something that you do feel more comfortable with. You can use the phrase like, to be honest, I don't know much about X the question, but I do know about and something else. That's a really nice one. Or you can say, I haven't experienced that personally, but I have recently read about. By doing that, you are still answering the question, but you're doing it in a natural way. Remember, the ultimate thing is not to panic. Let's look at an example together about how to use these strategies in your answer. And it's one of my favorite questions. Why do some people prefer to live in the countryside? Well, that's a good question. Please give me a moment to think about it. I suppose one reason could be that the countryside is more peaceful and tranquil. To be honest, I've always lived in cities, so I can't speak from personal experience. But I imagine that people would enjoy the slower pace of life and the stronger sense of community in the countryside. It probably helps them feel more connected with their neighbors and nature. You see there, I'm shifting the focus. I'm buying time. I'm using all of the strategies in my answer, but it still sounded really natural. Let's look at another example together. This one's quite a difficult one. What are the advantages of space tourism? Now, I'll ask my cameraman to put a definition for you here. Let's start by biding time. Well, that's an interesting question. I'm not completely sure, but I guess one advantage could be the chance to explore something very few people have managed to experience. I've never been particularly interested in space myself, but I imagine for some people, it could be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Also, it might inspire future generations to learn more about science and technology. There we go. Again, we haven't rushed. Now, to be honest, I hope you don't get that question in your exam because I think you will agree it is a really challenging one. So guys, next time you are in the IELTS exam and you get a crazy question, please do not panic. Use these techniques. First, try to bide yourself time without losing your fluency with too much hesitation. Next, try to make an educated guess. This is really nice. Or finally, try to shift the focus onto something you are more familiar with. I particularly like that one. If they ask me in my exam about wildlife or animals, I don't really have much experience about those topics. So I will try to change it to something I am more familiar with. Thanks for watching, guys. Please leave a comment down below with the most difficult IELTS question you have ever been asked. Thanks for watching. Please hit subscribe. Bye for now.